الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today inshallah is the 17th of Ramadan. So we are counting, subhanallah, we are counting almost, we are in the last 10 days of Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us and give us tawfiq to fast inshallah what left from the Ramadan in the way that pleases Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also give us the tawfiq to fast and to do better in the last 10 days inshallah of Ramadan, in particular in the night of Laylat al-Qadr inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to reach this blessed night inshallah ta'ala. And brothers and sisters, please ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala acceptance every day and every night in Ramadan. Today inshallah, or tonight inshallah, we are going to continue what we started at the beginning of Ramadan, this Fiqh of Ramadan series. Today what we are going to discuss is a very common question by many brothers and sisters. I have been asked this question many times, and I think it's the time to address it. I hope it will be addressed properly inshallah. So the question is eating or drinking by mistake on the day of Ramadan. The common impression that many of us have with regards to this issue is eating or drinking on the day of Ramadan is إِنَّمَا أَطْعَمَهُ اللَّهُ وَسَقَاهُ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or angels is feeding or providing drink to such a person. And that impression came from a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he said sallallahu alayhi wasallam, مَنْ أَكَلَ أَوْ شَرِبَ نَاسِيًا فِي نَهَارِ رَمَضَانَ فَإِنَّمَا أَطْعَمَهُ اللَّهُ وَسَقَاهُ. Whoever eats or drinks during the day of Ramadan, such a person Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is feeding him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving him to drink. That's hadith is authentic, that hadith is true. But what brothers and sisters need to realize, that there are two cases under this question, eating or drinking by mistake on the day of Ramadan. So the first case is you eat or drink out of forgetfulness. Eat or drink out of forgetfulness, meaning you enter home, you find a cup of water, forgot that you are fasting, forgot that you are in the day of Ramadan, and you drink that water by mistake. This is one scenario, this is one case, and we are going to talk about the rulings on this shortly inshallah. The other scenario, the other case is that you eat or drink thinking that the Maghrib times comes, thinking that the sun is set, but in reality it is not. Or the other way is eating or drinking thinking that the Fajr is not in yet, but the reality is that the Fajr is in a while ago. An example for that, your clock or watch is 5 minutes ahead. Okay? Let's suppose today the Maghrib was 8, and your clock is 5 minutes ahead. So you ate thinking that the time of Maghrib is 8. You look at your clock, it's 8, and you start eating or drinking. And then you realize that your clock was 5 minutes ahead. So another example is you hear adhan, thinking that this is adhan of al-Maghrib. It was almost Maghrib time, few minutes before Maghrib, you hear adhan, and then thinking this is Maghrib time, this is Maghrib is in, you start eating and drinking, then your wife or one of your children tell you, no, this is at the phone, is saying the adhan. This is the Maghrib of some other place, this is TV adhan. And then you ate before the Maghrib. So these two cases, brothers and sisters, are different. Eating and drinking out of forgetfulness is one case, and it has its own ruling, and eating and drinking by mistake, but intentionally eating. You intended to eat, but you made a mistake because the Maghrib was not in and you ate. So these two cases are different and the rulings are different. Now let's start with the first case. You eat or drink out of forgetfulness. What does it mean out of forgetfulness? Meaning you saw food or you saw a cup of water, forgot that you are in Ramadan, forgot that you are fasting, you drink that water and then you realize that you are fasting. This is out of forgetfulness, and in this case we apply the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam: من أكل أو شرب ناسيا في نهار رمضان فإنما أطعمه الله وسقاه. The person who eats or drinks out of forgetfulness during the day of Ramadan, such a person Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fed him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him to drink. And this is the stand or the opinion of the majority of scholars. That person, number one, is not sinful. Number two, does not have to make up this day later on. This is the opinion of Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, Shafi'i rahimahullah, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, that the person has nothing to do, is not sinful, it was by mistake, and also it doesn't have to make up this day later on. However, Imam Malik said, yet the person is not sinful, but he has to make up this day later on, because the hadith did not say the person doesn't have to make it up later on. It does to say is the person is not sinful. However, in this particular case, the majority of scholars' opinion is stronger than Imam Malik's opinion, because this is the stand of the majority of the Sahaba, and this is how the Sahaba apply this hadith. They used to forget, eat and drink and don't make up these days later on. So the majority of scholars, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, stand in this particular issue is stronger than Imam Malik. So this is the first case, which means eating, drinking out of forgetfulness during the day of Ramadan. You don't have to make up this day later on, and you are not sinful, of course, because it was out of forgetfulness. And we said this is the majority, and we have Imam Malik differed, but we said the majority of scholars' opinion is stronger here. Now the second case, which is different from the first one, that you ate, you drank water, thinking that the sun is set. For one reason or other. I said, for example, you heard an adhan, or your son playing a game and called the adhan to make you feel that the adhan is in. It happens many times, and you ate, drink, and then you realize that it was your son who was making adhan, or the phone, or your clock was ahead 5 minutes or few minutes, and then you realize that you ate before the Maghrib. The Fajr, similar thing, the Fajr, that you, for example, you wake up, you oversleep, you wake up for sahur thinking that the Fajr time is not yet, and then you drink water, and then after you drink water, you realize that actually when you drink water, the Fajr time came already. Under these conditions, the four schools, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Malik, Ahmad, they said you have to make up this day later on. Why this is different from the first case? Because the first case you didn't intend to eat. You did not intend to drink. You ate, drank out of forgetfulness. And then you realize that you ate while you are fasting. The second case, you intended to break the fast, but by mistake. You intended to eat. You heard the adhan, okay, I'm going to eat. You intended to break the fast. So you are not sinful. In both cases, there is no sin. You are forgiven in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the difference between the first case and the second case, the first case, out of forgetfulness, you don't have to make the day up later on, because you did not intend to break the fast. You ate, you drank water, and then you realized, oh my God, I was fasting. The other case, you ate or drank water, you intended to break the fast, or you intended to eat. For example, in Fajr case, you intended to eat, thinking that the Fajr is not in yet, but after you drink water, you realize that you ate or you drank after Fajr time came. For the second case, brothers and sisters, for the second scenario, such a person is not sinful, but such a person has to make up the day later on. And subhanAllah, that shows you how crucial is the intention in the a'mal, in the ibadat, the niyyah, how crucial is the niyyah in the ibadat. The only difference between the first case and the second case is the niyyah. The first case, the person did not intend to break the fast. Even the action was done is the same. Such a person ate by mistake, the other person ate by mistake. Both people are not sinful. In both cases, you are not sinful. But in the first case, you did not intend, you did not establish the niyyah to eat. You just ate out of forgetfulness and then you realize that you are fasting. In the second, you establish the niyyah to break the fast, thinking that the maghrib is in, thinking that the adhan came, thinking that the sun is set. After you eat, after you drink, you realize that it was wrong, you were wrong, it was by mistake. So this is a very, very important difference between these two cases. Many people, brothers and sisters, don't differentiate between the first case and the second case, thinking any eating, any drinking in the day of Ramadan, during the day of Ramadan, is out of mistake. Okay, you don't have to make up the day later on. That's not true. That's not true. Out of forgetfulness is one issue. The majority of scholars say you don't have to make up this day later on because of the hadith that we stated at the beginning. In the second case, most of the scholars, including the four madhahib, the four a'imma, say that person must make up the day later on because such a person established the niyyah to eat. His eating or drinking was not out of forgetfulness. So the hadith that came, he said, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Man akala aw shariba nasiyan, out of forgetfulness. The second person was not forgetting when he ate or drank water. The person was a mistake on the time of Maghrib because he heard adhan and that was the wrong adhan, because his clock was ahead and for one reason or other he ate or drank out before the time, or same thing for Fajr. I was going to discuss today, inshallah, as well, injections during the day of Ramadan, but it takes time explaining this issue. Also, eye drops, ear drops, asthma spray. I was going to discuss this, but inshallah, we'll discuss them in the next class. That's enough for today, inshallah. So, please, brothers and sisters, make sure to differentiate between these two cases. The first one, when the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said eating, drinking out of forgetfulness, that person is not sinful, that person doesn't have to make up the day later on. The person eats or drinks thinking that the Maghrib is in, thinking that the sun is set, but such a person was wrong, that person is not sinful, but that person must make up the day later on. For the Fajr case, brothers and sisters, if that person ate after the Fajr, thinking, this is a very important point as well, if the person woke up and then didn't know that the Fajr in and drink or eat and then realize that he ate or drank after the Fajr, such a person must continue fast the day and then make up the day later on. When we say you have to make up the day later on, doesn't mean, okay, you are allowed to eat the rest of the day. No. You have to continue fasting the rest of the day and then make up the day later on. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أن يفقهنا في الدين ويعلمنا التأويل. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما تنفعنا به يا رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. طاسيم تلك آيات الكتاب المبين نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون. إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين ونمكن لهم في الأرض ونري فرعون وهامان وجنودهما منهم ما كانوا يحذرون. وأوحينا إلى أم موسى أن أرضعيه فإذا خفت عليه فألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا رادوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين. فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا إن فرعون وهامان وجنودهما كانوا خاطئين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وقالت امرأة فرعون قرة عين لي ولك لا تقتلوه عسى أن ينفعنا أو نتخذه ولدا وهم لا يشعرون. وأصبح فؤاد أم موسى فارغا إن كادت لتبدي به لولا أن ربطنا على قلبها لتكون من المؤمنين. وقالت لأخته قصيه فبصرت به عن جنب وهم لا يشعرون. وحرمنا عليه المراضع من قبل فقالت هل أدلكم على أهل بيت يكفلونه لكم وهم له ناصحون. فرددناه إلى أمه كي تقر عينها ولا تحزن ولتعلم أن وعد الله حق ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم وآتيناه من الكنوز ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين. قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون. فخرج على قومه في زينته قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم. قال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض فما كان له من فئة ينصرونه من دون الله وما كان من المنتصرين. وأصبح الذين تمنوا مكانه بالأمس يقولون ويكأن الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء من عباده ويقدر لولا أمن الله علينا لخسف بنا ويكأنه لا يفلح الكافرون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. تلك الدار الآخرة نجعلها للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا والعاقبة للمتقين.
من جاء بالحسنة فله خير منها ومن جاء بالسيئة فلا يجزى الذين عملوا السيئات إلا ما كانوا يعملون إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين وما كنت ترجو أن يلقى إليك الكتاب إلا رحمة من ربك فلا تكونن ظهيرا للكافرين ولا يصدنك عن آيات الله بعد إذ أنزلت إليك وادع إلى ربك ولا تكونن من المشركين ولا تدع مع الله إلها آخر لا إله إلا هو كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه له الحكم وإليه ترجعون الله أكبر سبحان الله سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. سبحان الملك القدوس رب الملائكة